at it again, and we have one here from Blaze. All right, from Blaze TV, and I'm sure this one's gonna be absolutely hilarious. It's an honest ad from your Democratic Party. So I'm assuming this is gonna be an ad, speaking from like the perspective if you're a Democrat, but you're actually being honest about things, and not trying to sugarcoat stuff and lie, the norm for the left. You get it. But anyway, like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Make sure you're following me on social media too. And let's dive in.
Hi, I'm the spokesperson for the Democratic Party, and I'm back to tell you why you need to vote blue this November. You know us as the party of love, tolerance, and compassion, but we're much more than that. We're the party of science, and the science is clear. Men have periods, babies are clumps of cells until they're born, and maybe a few minutes after. Vaccines save lives unless they're developed while Trump is president, and voting for us will end hurricanes, wildfires, and tornadoes.
This is going exactly the way that I expected it to go. If the left was actually honest about things, sheesh, it's great. Unless it was Uncle Trump that had a hand in it.
As our nation after, vaccines save lives unless they're developed while Trump is president, and voting for us will end hurricanes, wildfires, and tornadoes. As our nation reels from a pandemic with at least a 98% survival rate, we need a party that understands that riots, liquor stores, and abortion clinics are immune to the virus, while churches and schools are dangerous and must be shut down. It's for your safety.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Democrats stand for justice.
Wait a minute. That is true.
Liquor stores and abortion clinics are immune to the virus.
That is very true. I never really... Wow. What terrible folks. I don't know why this hadn't hit me until this very moment. But you left those things open and you closed the churches and the schools? Or more so in this one, you allowed this, left these open, but you closed the churches and the schools. Now, granted, the schools haven't been great. Let's be honest here, okay? But you closed the religious places? Interesting. Very interesting and sinister. Those dirty son of them. That's crazy. Wow. Okay, I know I'm probably super late to the party. All of y'all were like, "Whoa, you just now thought about that?" Yes, it really just hit me. Like, whoa, they left all of those things open, like they really did, and they closed the good. It's crazy, wild.
They're immune to the virus, while churches and schools are dangerous and must be shut down. It's for your safety. Democrats stand for justice. That means we'll ruin a man's life based on no evidence because we believe all women, unless your name is Tara Reid. As fighters for justice, we have a winning message from our activist base. Abolish the police and prison systems. At the same time, we'll push to take away your guns and eliminate single-family housing zones. It'll be fine. Our commitment to justice also means we'll stand by as the lives, businesses, and property of people who did nothing wrong are destroyed. That's because we believe Black Lives Matter. Trump is a racist. He just is. And even though he's explicitly condemned white supremacy multiple times, it's not enough and it never will be. Come to think of it, he hasn't been quite clear enough on his stances on cannibalism, pushing people in front of moving trains, or Ted Bundy either. It really makes you wonder. In Joe Biden, we have a champion for the BIPOC, primarily by authoring a bill that sent thousands of them to prison. And most recently, he compassionately pointed out that all black people think the same way, and that if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. He's
Yo, this ad needs to be shown everywhere. Oh my goodness. Wow. And the way that you make this better is like when she says, you know, the part where, you know, if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. Like you add in the clip of that into the actual video just to show people. Now, granted, the video is going to be a bit longer, but that's all right. Because now people who are in denial, which, you know, there are a lot of folks, because I've had discussions with some people and I've brought up the fact that Joe Biden called black kids roaches, and they're like, no way, he didn't say something like that. And I was like, all right, let's make a bet. I bet you I can pull up a video of Joe being blatantly racist, and I guarantee you can't find a video of Trump being blatantly racist. Nobody's taking me up on that bet yet, but I'm going to get somebody one of these days. But that's one of the things that I'll always bring up. Joe calling black kids roaches. And if you have the actual video, then people can't be like, oh, there's no way he said that. Yes, there is. Here's the video. His voice, his face, you can watch it. You can hear his voice. There's no denying it. We got to start showing these people the actual clips because they're not going to believe us otherwise. Trust me, I've had this conversation one too many times. Well, I won't say too many times because it's never going to be too many times. In the words of Larry Elder, we've got a country to save. Shout out to Larry Elder too, by the way. So it's never going to be too many times, but man, sheesh, does it get annoying? No way. Yes. I can show you the video. Just hand me a couple dollars first. Let me make a little money in this instance. Nah, but all seriousness, we got to start showing them the video clips.
Right, of course. The only real black people are the ones who agree with us on everything. And those who don't, well, we have every right to belittle and demean them. That's what we call anti-racism. Democrats are the party of the poor,
Facts.
the marginalized, and people of color, as is reflected in our leadership and our party's biggest donors. Y hablamos español. One thing Democrats are best at is exciting our base. We do this by coming up with stories we know will make you angry, and then dropping them entirely without corrections when they get old. Like accusing Kavanaugh of gang rape or Trump of stealing mailboxes. That was fun. Trump is a scary, evil dictator. So scary that absolutely no one is afraid to criticize him, lie about him, openly wish death upon him, or call him a clown in a live debate. That's why we believe he won't concede in November. Sure, it's been 4 years and we still haven't accepted the results of the last election, but that's because reasons. The GOP will do anything to stay in power. Democrats are just trying to preserve our democracy by packing the courts, abolishing the Electoral College, and reconfiguring the Senate. We go back and forth between believing Trump is a conniving genius or a bumbling buffoon, but one thing is clear. He is not mentally fit to be president.
Oh, well, isn't that ironic, you know? So many ironic things, you know, accuse the right of being the ones that are trying to take over the government and stay in power, but yet it's the left doing so. Accusing Trump of being unfit to be president when really it's Joe, you know? Sheesh.
Our candidate is sharp. And not at all in cognitive decline. I mean,
BS.
who really knows what the Declaration of Independence says anyway? And who are you to say corn pop isn't real? The choice is clear. And once again, we're confident that through censorship, manipulation, bullying, and maybe a little ballot harvesting, we'll get our way. Why? Because we care about you. So much so that we're willing to wear you down until you fear getting silenced, doxxed, fired, or ruined if you don't agree with our agenda. That's love. I'm the spokesperson for the Democratic Party. Vote for us in November.
So, there you have it. An honest ad from Democrats. And she talked about, you know, harvesting there towards the end. And that is one of the things now that I believe Republicans have to do it where it's legal, and I believe it's legal in like 20 different states. Yeah, legit, completely legal. You can go do it. I think Republicans have to put an emphasis on doing that, going out and playing the same game that the left plays. And getting out to these people early, as soon as it is legal, getting out to them right when you can. And, you know, I don't know the legality of the entire situation, but I'm sure there's some gray area that, you know, is technically legal. But, you know, like what are the gray area things? You know what I'm talking about. That, hey, play the game is what I say. Play the game. Once you win the game, then you can make sure the game never has to be played again. But in order to win, you have to play the game. You can't play by the old rules while these guys are playing by the new rules and expect to win. You're just not. I mean, we saw that. We barely won the House when we had every reason to have the reddest wave we've ever seen in our entire lifetimes, and lost the Senate. That shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have happened. Even with Mitch McConnell, a terrible leader like Mitch McConnell, who we definitely need to get rid of, and somebody who I'm questioning a lot in Kevin McCarthy. You know, even with bad leadership, we still should have had a red wave. Like a huge, huge red wave. That's how stacked the deck was for us. And it was in our favor. We were holding on to all the cards, and, you know, the left was playing checkers. Like, laughing at us. And I'm just like, yo, we got to play the game. You show up on that date, it makes it easier to pull the shenanigans that was done in Arizona. I'm just saying. Now, I don't know if that was done intentionally. We don't know for a fact. But if it was, it made it easier to do so. If it was, we don't know if it was. But if everybody shows up on the day of, well, we know what to do as a Democrat. Well, we're going to make sure that one doesn't work and that one doesn't work, because most of our people already came through. So if we just stop a few people, you know, on the day of, then we'll be all right. Just saying. Now, like I said, I want to emphasize this. We don't know for a fact. If that was the case, I believe Kari Lake is still going through the legal process on that. There was some things that, you know, came to light with that court case, but anyway, we have to play the game is my thing. If that means that we all need to get out in the streets and do our part in harvest, then that's what we have to do, because that's what the left does. They don't mind walking the streets and harvesting, and we have to do the exact same thing. I'm all about winning, baby. I'm all about winning, and I know y'all are too. I'm sure y'all don't want to lose anymore either, because we know the ramifications of it. We've seen the direction that this country has gone in since we lost. All right. So my goal is to make sure that we don't lose again. And in order to do that, we got to play the game. And I'm going to keep hammering that, like I said before. And a lot of you guys have begun to agree with me on that. And hopefully I can, you know, convey this message to some, you know, politicians like Matt Gaetz and Byron and all of those guys and gals, about playing the game the same way that the left does. Now, obviously, anyway, I'm about to go into like a whole rant. So I'm going to spare you guys from that. Anyway, you guys got what I was getting at. Play the game. Wonderful ad. This needs to be shown everywhere. Shout out to, I believe her name is Liz Wheeler. I believe, I could be wrong, but I think that was Liz Wheeler. Shout out to her if that's the correct name. I'm pretty sure that is her, though. But anyway, like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Peace and love. I'm out.